Right, let's go ahead and get started. So, today's presentation, we're going to talk about 5 ways to align your landing page conversions with your audience awareness level. I know that's a extremely long title, but today's presentation is it's high level, it's not too in depth, but it does cover some very focused content. So we want to tackle how, your messaging meets your audience and how you're able to target the awareness of what level, in the buying decision, what level your ideal audience is. Are they keenly aware of who you are and what you offer, or are they completely oblivious to even the problem that they currently have, or even how to arrive at the solution? So we're going to jump very in depth into a lot of this information. So without further ado, my name is George Woodard. I am a web marketing manager, certified optimization specialist. I have worked with companies all over the globe, actually. I worked with some global companies all the way down to your small and mid-sized companies. In a nutshell, I help take the chaos out of a lot of marketing campaigns, and I'm the go-to guy for that. I help optimize marketing campaigns. My specialty is website marketing, any landing page optimization, conversion optimization. I'm the guy that you call to help you out with that. So, today's presentation, the objectives. One, we're going to learn about the 5 levels of customer awareness. Being able to understand where your customer or your ideal customers are in the buying decision or the buying cycle, will help you understand how to market to them. It's okay to hit all 5 of these, but you need to know what type of message you need to give your particular audience. No matter where they are in the buying cycle, you need to know what type of message they need to have at that level because it won't be received if it's misaligned. Two, how the awareness level affects the decision making. Cut and dry. If they are at a certain awareness level, it will help them decide if they choose to move forward with your solution or not. And excuse me, that awareness level can have a big play in the decision making process. Three, what content is appropriate for each awareness level? Again, you want to make sure your messaging at that particular level that they are at aligns with what you're trying to provide, and you want to make sure your messaging lines up with the with where they are in the decision process. For how the misalignment can hurt your conversions, and it's pretty cut and dry. If your content is saying one thing and they're at another, how that can actually deter people from doing the conversions, whether it's sign up, booking calls, buying now, whatever it is. And then last but not least, how the complexity, pricing, and the commitment level can affect the decision making. So there's a lot of complexity or a lot of optimization you have to do on your end that will is based on the complexity of the product that you're offering and the price point that you're offering for the particular product. And we'll go in depth of all this. So, what 2 questions you want to ask? Who are you talking to? That's the awareness level, and what do you want them to do? So the first one, who are you? I misspelled that. Who are you talking to? um, in the buying decision or buying cycle, who specifically are you talking to? What level are they at in the buying decision, and how are you conveying your message to them based on that level? And then ultimately, when you're talking to them, what do you want them to do? The conversion goal. Do you want them to join your newsletter, mailing list? Do you want them to actually purchase the product? Is there maybe a consultation that needs to be facilitated before getting them over to client? Do you need them to fill out a form? Whatever the goal may be. These are the 2 questions. I apologize. I spelled the first one wrong. I uh, spelled the sentence. I did that wrong, but it's supposed to be who are you talking to? And one rule of thought, misalignment of your content can hurt your landing page conversions. Um, that's a real time example right there, going back to this slide. So having that sentence, making that sound confusing, if that were to be on a landing page, that could actually hurt your landing page conversions because it doesn't align with where the particular audience is in their buying decision or wherever they may be. So misalignment can actually put you at in a place of spending more money if you're doing like paid ad conversions or even hiring a consultant on an SEO basis or whatever it may be. It can definitely hurt your landing page conversions, and you end up throwing away or wasting time on doing efforts because there's no cohesion between your message and what your audience is currently at. And because of that, you want to make sure you understand where your audience is in the buying cycle. And how you do that is understanding the 5 levels of customer awareness. These levels of awareness, every person goes through, not just from a B2B standpoint, but just any consumer, B2B, B2C, B2G, direct to consumer, whatever it is. There are 5 levels of customer awareness that happens. First, the unaware or the least aware. Second is the problem aware. Third is solution aware. Fourth, product aware. And then last is most aware or brand aware. And we're going to go in depth on each of those here in just a moment. So, starting with the first, unaware, they're the least aware. The problem that they have is they're not aware of the problem or need that they actually have. Believe it or not, that's actually a real thing. A lot of people are, I hate to say it this way, but aimlessly searching online for things. Guilty. So I get to searching, scrolling. Instagram catches a lot of us, but a lot of times customers are not aware of the problem or need that they currently have. And what you could do as a solution for yourself is focus on educating about the problem rather than introducing the solution. Help your ideal client identify the problem that they currently have and focus on educating, why this is a problem, what can happen. A very, very, and I'm going to probably mention this book a lot of times, either in this presentation or others, but a very good book is by Donald Miller, author Donald Miller. He talks about building your brand. And one of the things that he focuses on is being able to educate your client and bring awareness to the problem that they have by being a guide for them. They are the hero in their own story because it's more about the customer and not yourself. But being the guide to help them focus on, the particular problem that they have and help educating them or guiding them to a desirable end or goal. So in this case, you want to focus on educating your ideal client about the particular problem that they have and educating them as to why this is a problem, um, what ramifications could come about by not solving the problem. There's a bunch of different ways you can tackle that, but on the unaware or the least aware, you want to focus on educating them about the problem rather than introducing the solution initially. Next up is problem aware. The client is aware that they have a problem, but they're not aware of the solutions that are available for the problem. So what you should do is focus on empathizing and introducing the solution. So now, this is kind of like 5 steps of recovery. So first, now you've identified, you are aware that you have a problem. Like, hey, I have a problem. So now, as a company or as a business, you are now giving them the pass to be able to say, okay, I have a problem, but I don't know what solutions are out there. So your goal should be empathize with them, tell them like, I understand how XYZ can happen, or, I know the feeling, the more emotional aspect, the emotional connection. Like, I understand how this can feel, the frustration with da 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 da, whatever it is, focus on the empathizing, and then you just start softly introducing the solution. What mental health counseling, hey, I get it. You're dealing with grief, loss of a loved one, or if you have eczema product. I understand the unsightliness of eczema or the just the irritation of your skin, or if it's you're a PPE company that provides protective equipment for people who work in like industrial, I understand having to try to protect yourself with, from the elements and not having to breathe in all those toxin hazardous waste, empathizing on the problem that they have and start introducing the solution. Hey, we know we've created this new mask that has da 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 da, or, we have this new cream that helps eczema da 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 da. We have these mental health counselors, or we're introducing a new holistic drug that can help you with your, mental health, da 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 da. Start softly introducing the solution that will help out with the people at this particular level that are problem aware. And then once they have gotten past this particular stage, they move on to the next, which is solution aware. Now they've identified they had a problem. They have become aware of the problem. Now they're become aware of solutions that are out there, but they're not aware of your specific solution or your product or service. So what you should focus on is introducing yourself. This is your elevator pitch moment. Introducing yourself as the solution and by highlighting the differentiators and the benefits of going with your specific solution. So at this point in the road, now the ideal customer, the client, they are aware they have a problem. They're aware there are solutions out there, but they don't know which one's the best one. So this is where you put on all the bells and whistles and you roll out the red carpet. Let them know, hey, this is our product. This is why it works. It solves all your problems that you currently have. Da 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 da. This is how we're different from the other competition. And then here's the benefits of why you should work with us. This is where you just pull out the whole, shebang, as they say, and present to them why, your product or your solution or your service is the go-to. In my case, I like to let people know, they were wondering, there's thousands of marketing agencies and consultants all over the world. But I like to highlight the fact that I've worked with enterprise level. I've worked with WordPress VIP, if you ever heard of them. They are like the upper echelon of website management for a lot of like New York Times, the White House, AccuWeather, a lot of different. I've worked with companies on that level. In my 10 plus years, over a decade of doing this, I've worked with 3,000 plus websites and multiple marketing campaigns. So I've seen everything, so that's my differentiator. And the benefit that you get from that is a knowledgeable person that actually has seen it, that's been battle tested, that understands what it takes to look at the data and try to figure out the story. So that's how you do it. You focus on introducing your product like, hey, I'm here to help you out with taking the chaos out of your marketing campaigns, helping you, turning into a data-driven marketing engine, and then highlight the solutions or the benefit differentiators of working with, 3,000 plus websites. I've generated over 20 plus $1 million in revenue and grant funding for nonprofits. I've worked with nonprofits as well. 39% consistent month over month increase in visitors and lead generation campaigns has seen conversions from day one. That's the benefit. That's where you get that's the benefit that you get for working with someone like myself. That's how you sell it. That's how you come out and let them know these are the highlights, these are the benefits. This what makes me different than other people or other companies or other solutions that are out there. So now that you've made them aware, you made them solution aware, you've introduced your product and service to your ideal client. Now you want to move on to the next stage, which is product aware. The client is aware of your product and service. They've heard about you. Maybe they got targeted by an ad that you launched on Google or LinkedIn. Maybe they saw you at a trade show. um, One of your colleagues was, or yourself was a keynote speaker at a conference, whatever it may be. Somehow they got introduced to your product or service, but now is not the right time for them, and they're not convinced. They have maybe done their homework, narrowed it down. You're in the running, maybe the top two or three products, but they're not completely convinced that going with you is the ideal choice amongst all of the others. There maybe if you've ever been on like some tech or SaaS company websites, they have the us versus type pages where they compare themselves, and they've probably read through a few of those, and you might have come up in a couple of them. So they're not completely convinced. They're saying it's a good product. Maybe you have pricing on your website, or maybe some of the case studies resonated with them, but they're not 100% sold on, yes, you are the person or a company we should go with. So what you should do in this case is focus on convincing them of the value that you provide. And doing this, increase the motivation and address the barriers. Your marketing, your messaging comes across to them as you are the 100% only ideal solution that will solve the problem that we have. And that convinced them of the value. Something that in a lot of marketing circles that we say is good marketing removes the aspect of pricing, and pricing is not a problem in the face of value. So whenever a company's messaging has completely sold the value of their product or services that they provide, pricing doesn't become a problem. Either the company will be, okay, we're going to go ahead and get it now, or they'll figure out a way on how to join your program or service or product. So what you should do once a customer has reached this level, provide the value. Let them know. Again, marketing consultant, over a decade of experience, 3,000 plus websites. I've repaired hacked websites at 2 in the morning. I've helped small businesses get on the first page of Google for their search terms. You're getting someone who's been battle tested in many different facets. And not just that, you're not working with this large agency. I have a small team, so you get very intimate communication with me. I'm not removed from the day to day. I'm here helping out, making sure businesses stay on track and try to hit their target goals. So that increases their motivation. Like, okay, we feel comfortable, this particular person or this product or this service, it really solves the problem. It's conveying the message that it's going to help us. And, we had some concerns in the beginning, but the more that we read through their marketing or their collateral, whatever it is, it's addressing a lot of those questions that we have. And we're at the stage where we're making our final decision. Maybe there's one other question that hopping on a phone call real quick would only solve, or they'll fill out a form on their contact on your contact page, asking just a couple more questions that they need to clarify for before they make their decision. And then once they have kind of reached that point, then they're at this last phase, brand aware, which is the most aware. Basically, the problem that they're having is they're fully aware of your product and service, and they just need the final push. And then in this case, special offers, case studies, testimonials, the social proof aspect of it, reviews, on Capterra, on Google, whatever, if you're a home service. I work with like construction companies before, or like local residential home building companies, and there's a product or service called Houzz, Houzz. If your reviews on there, people are looking for that. Just basically finding the social proof that is presentable to your ideal client based on whatever problem that they have. And that's the final push to get them over the edge. Or even a, discovery call. I offer free discovery call and strategy sessions. And it's a 20-minute conversation, very short, and because it's very straight and to the point. Because a lot of times people will want to work with me, but they just have those last couple questions that an email just won't help them out with, which is fine. And just hop on a call, we get to talking, and they make the decision right then. I mean, that works for a lot of people in a different agency. If you're a SaaS business, doing the demos, hopping on the call, having your sales reps, your SDRs, hopping on Zoom, video chat, whatever, and do sales calls. If you have sales videos, the using Loom. recording a sales video and sending it out, helping them out with seeing the actual product in action to solve their particular problem. That's a great way. But all of those different ways of giving that last little nudge is always extremely helpful to you help convert your ideal client over into a customer. And this is a chart that shows you. So if you see here on the left-hand side, the likelihood of conversion is very low once they're unaware, but it increases and it gets very high the closer they become most aware. And then the need for information, actually trying to understand who you are, is extremely high at the unaware stage because they don't know you. They don't know you. You remember in the beginning, if they're unaware, they are even unaware that they have a problem. So, using that level, you want to educate them very, very much. But the need to do that decreases as they become more aware of the problems that they have, and then the solutions that are out there, and then your specific product and solutions. So by the time they reach the most aware stage, literally, you have sold them into why you should be the ideal product or service, the solution that they need. And the last push should be very effortless. Just a conversation or even watching a demo video should be the last little bit. And their next conversation should be, where do we sign up? So to understand that, you also need to understand misalignment between your landing page content and your audience awareness level is a common pitfall, but it's a very dangerous one. There is a couple problems that happen at each stage based on this chart right here, and it's not uncommon for it to happen. That's why A/B testing, if you've ever heard of A/B testing, which in just a nutshell is optimizing or testing what works, what doesn't work, and removing what doesn't work, and continuously to iterate on what works. Doing A/B testing on your landing pages it's baseline. You have to do it. But falling into the pitfall of having the misalignment, it happens. It's not the end of the world. You want to make sure that you're constantly optimizing your content to speak more and more, and just doing those small changes over time will help you out. So some of the common problems based on the level. So at the first level, when they're unaware, your landing page goes straight to buy now. That's a problem. Like, you don't want to um, push like a. I say this because I just watched Matilda the other day with my kids. The used car salesman, Matilda's dad. You don't want to go straight to buy now. Buy, 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 because that's kind of unnerving, believe it or not, when customers are unaware that they even have a problem, and you're coming straight in like a used car salesman trying to buy now. That can be very off-putting, one. And two, for a lot of people, it's very concerning because it's like, okay, I just figured out that I have a problem, or I'm not even keenly aware I even have a problem, but you're trying to sell me on something that I don't even know even works for me. So that could raise a red flag in their mind, like, okay, what's wrong with this particular product, or what's wrong with this service? So that's a problem that you can have on your landing page. Again, at this level, unaware, you want to educate more, but if your landing page has very little to no education, and it just has this big green buy now button, it's like, nah, I don't know what this is. I don't even know if this is actually for me. QVC got away with it with trying to, sell the stuff, and I'm just joking. But yeah, if your landing page is going straight to buy now with minimal education, then that's gonna fall flat on its face. On the next level, when they're problem aware, okay, they are aware they have a problem, but they're not aware of the solutions. It dives into specific features. Okay, I just found out I have a problem. I don't even like, I haven't even thought through enough to even know, like, what do I need to help solve the problem that I have. And you're going into this litany of features that's included with your product or service, and it's going to be off-putting once again. And just, a nugget of advice: whenever you're trying to convey a message on a landing page, sell benefits, not features. Because the benefits, what you're doing is you're being more, like we said earlier, empathetic to the particular ideal client or customer, Um, so if you're selling benefits, you're letting them know what they're getting in return for signing up for your product and service. So that's a tidbit of some free game for you. But yes, if they're at the problem aware stage, diving into specific features will be very detrimental to your landing page conversions. Moving on to the solution aware stage, a problem that you can have here, it goes into detail about pricing and payment plans. Okay, so they have already, if you jump back here to, hold on, solution aware. So they're aware of the solutions, but not your product and service. So now they figured out they have a problem, they need something to solve it, but they're like bombarded with 1,000 products out there that are available for them. So, you don't want to run into the problem of now, this is what it costs. But I just found out I had a problem. I just found out about the solution. So now I'm not even aware of the value of the products that are available. I know how much of a budget I have. So now you jump straight into pricing. Like out, you're out the running because it's already too expensive. But you hadn't got a chance to convey the value that you provide. So they have removed you just off of that simple fact, down to product aware. Now it's super high level, super generic. They're doing their homework, they've narrowed it down to a few different options, and they're hungry to learn more. But when they get to your landing page, it's like, boo. I mean, that's the only way I can think of it. But yeah, like when they get to your landing page, they are now like, they're very underwhelmed about what you provide because you're not giving them anything. It's very high level, very generic. There's no deep dive into, you're not specifically speaking to the problem or the uncomfortableness that they're having with the problem that they currently have. So this is where you get a little bit more fine tuned in your messaging. And then last but not least, most aware, your landing page introduces the problem and the solution, but at a very basic level. Like now they're at the point where I'm about to drown and I need to know that this life-saving device has enough buoyancy to pick me up and carry me. Like you see when I'm going with the detail of it. But they know that a life-saving device helps you not drown. Okay, we know that. Everybody knows that. But how? Why? Like, what's the buoyancy level? How thick is the padding? Like, is it this? Is that? Is that? This is where you have, gone into the weeds, so to speak, and explained the benefits of the product or service that you have and why it solves their problem. And at this point, they should be at the point of ready to be at the buy now stage, but they just need that last little bit push, a demo, case study, testimony, or whatever. So this is the problems that you run into, based on the different levels. Now the solutions on that, again, when you're unaware, focus on educating. Educate them about the problem rather than introducing the solution. Educate them about what problems they're dealing with. When they're problem aware, the audience needs to understand the overall solution. Don't assume that they understand it. That's the assumption will mess you up big time. So when they're at this stage, they need to understand. They need to be thoroughly educated, and understanding about the overall solution that they need for their problem. At the solution aware stage, the solution there would be they need to now they understand the overall solution that they need. Now they understand why your solution is the one that they need to know why your solution is the right choice. They need to know why nobody else is even worthy of their time and their money. They need to know why you need to be the person they need to talk to and sign up with. This is where you shine, or starting to shine, in front of your ideal client and your ideal audience. Under the product aware, the solution there is now you're convincing them of value, like we mentioned earlier. You want to sell again, not the features, but the benefits and the value that you um, provide with your product and service. They need to know that when they sign on the dotted line choosing to work with you, that they feel extremely at ease, that they made the decision. They feel like it was a great decision. They're not wasting their time and money. They're not hesitant. They were thoroughly aware and thoroughly pleased with moving forward with who you are. So at this point, you focused on convincing them of the value that you provide with your products and service. And then last but not least, on the most aware or brand aware, again, they just need the last push, just the last shove to help them get across the finish line. And there needs to be an incentive in there and next steps. If they're at this stage, they just need to know, okay, what's the very next step I need to do to get this process moving forward? Which is sign an agreement, sign up online, booking the call, whatever it may be, whatever your conversion goal is. They just need that extra push, that extra incentive to move forward, to become who they're supposed to be to you, a client, who they're supposed to be, and who you are to them. So at this point, you have done all you're supposed to do in the first four levels, and now you're at the last level where they're the most aware. And then that last little bit is just telling them, hey, we've gone through XYZ. This is the benefits. This is the value that you get. Schedule your call today. Let's get this process going. And that's all the push that they need. So when it comes to the content, the messaging, and then you jump into the price and complexity or the risk of them joining your program or buying your product or service, it directly affects the need to know information level. So in this chart, the complexity of the price and risk directly affects the need to know info level. So the higher the complexity, the higher the risk, the higher the price, the higher the need to know information. And the greatest example I come up with on that is this right here. So on the left hand side, you got your standard Apple iPhone case. You see them in the kiosk, see them in the grocery store, gas station, wherever. That's a very low complexity, complex product, very low risk, very low price point. $10, phone cover. It's a simple product, low effort, no, low need to know info, and there's a low level of reassurance because nine times out of ten, this particular low complex product doesn't need any, the customer doesn't need any reassurance. They're already looking for a solution. So they have jumped down pretty much down to the from the unaware straight down to like the product aware stage. And at this point, they're just trying to find the one closest to them in proximity that they know will be worth it. So $10, they swipe the card, go on about their business. But versus when you have a higher complex product or something that has a higher risk or price point or a lot more effort involved with use, setup, etc., then you're going to need more reassurance, more information involved. So in like this case, a $10,000 annual CRM license. Businesses need CRMs. That's how they stay in front of their ideal clients and their customers. That's how they nurture their audience. That's how they convey their message, news, etc. It's a very necessary product for most businesses. But the cost to join or to get into these type of software, it's a higher cost compared to a phone case or compared to buying candy at your favorite store. You are needing to provide more information. Again, think about those levels of awareness. Once you start increasing the complexity or the pricing here, then the customer is a little bit more hesitant to swipe the card to buy into whatever product and service that you're offering. But as long as you're doing your part to educate and reassure them along the way, and if you haven't kind of noticed the trend here, the levels of awareness almost coincide, well, not almost, excuse me, the levels of awareness coincide with a typical marketing funnel. You know, you have the tofu stage, which is top of the funnel. That's the stage that's unaware. People are unaware or problem aware. They are knowing that they have a problem. They need to solve this particular problem, but they're not completely understanding what solutions and things are out there. Oh, bam, they found a lead magnet of yours, ebook, checklist, on-demand webinar, et cetera, or webinar workshop, whatever it may be. Then they sign up, they do the thing, the conversion goal for that particular level. Okay, now they're down to the middle part of the awareness level. They're aware the solutions are out there. They are doing their homework. So that's the middle of the funnel, the MOFU stage. The middle of the funnel, they're getting nurtured, whether it's through email, they're um, following you on social media, because believe it or not, that's also another piece that help you out with doing your content. And they're coming back to your website, looking at the pages, looking at the products, reading through the education, your help desk articles or support articles, your FAQs. All of that information is giving them more info and reassuring them about the solution that you're providing. You're still putting that value out there, putting the education out there, constantly letting them know like, hey, we're here to help. And then both who are the bottom of the funnel. Now it's time to truly put the to pedal to the metal and start making that conversion. They've done their homework. They've gone through countless YouTube videos. They've been looking on Reddit. They've been on your Google reviews. They've been everywhere, finding out about who you are, what you do, and how you help. They look through your case studies. They look through testimonials. They've found someone tagging you on social media saying like, hey, this product has helped me out quite a bit. Whatever it is, now they're at the bottom of the funnel. They're at the stage where they're looking to go ahead and pull out the credit card and start swiping. So now they have been reassured. So, if you're looking at the awareness levels, it directly mirrors a funnel, a conversion funnel for you. So you always want to keep that in mind. But yeah, whenever you're looking at your landing pages, and you're thinking about the content, each of your landing pages serve a different purpose, whether it's a landing page for a lead magnet or a landing page for your services. Each of those serve a particular purpose to address what level your audience is, and you want to make sure that the content on that landing page talks to the audience or the level of awareness that the audience is that's supposed to be reading that page. I know that's a lot to comprehend at once, but making sure that each landing page on your website serves a specific purpose. So if it's supposed to be a product solution page, then that particular page is educational piece, but people are in that product aware phase. So now they're looking at the products, and the content on that page is supposed to be focusing on the value that it's selling. So thinking of it like that. You want to make sure that you're optimizing your content, that you're hitting those points that the audience needs to help them convince themselves to work with you, and then just really just putting your message out there. You want to do that very well, and test some more, and always follow the data. I say this a lot. Devil is in the data. The data tells you the story. If they're getting to the page and then dropping off, that lets you know it's a content issue. So if you start tracking what people are doing once they get to the website. Just optimize, tweak, A/B test, tweak your content, test your content, and that should help you out. I want to thank you all for attending. I enjoyed it. I love doing these. So just stay tuned, sign up, and go to my website, elsquared.com, and sign up for my newsletter, join my weekly newsletter. So a lot of this tips and information is sent out. I send out weekly, 2 to 3 times a week. And also you'll get to know when the next workshop like this comes up. But I appreciate you all for attending. I had a great time today, and take care and have happy holidays. Bye.